Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, the thumbnail today said the magician, or said ask and you shall receive. That's because this card was on the floor when I got up yesterday from one of my naps or whatever I was doing. Okay, so ask and you shall receive. So I asked what it was about. And what it's about is even when you talked with Jesus, he always said you had to ask in my name to the Father. Okay? So in Jesus' name, I ask and I call for all of us listening to have our superpowers advanced. Okay? That's what I want for us. Okay? Because if we don't ask, we're going to stay in the matrix thinking of limitation. And we're not in limitation. We can do anything. We have lots of superpowers. And also, I'm asking to remember our astral. Remember when we're sleeping. Remember our dreams, which aren't really dreams, they're really going on. Okay? So remember all that stuff. So that when we're here in 4D, we're trying to bring everything into 4D, which is happening really quickly and it's working. But not everybody's doing it because a lot of people still are not asking. They may know they have superpowers, but they think, well, that's for her. That's for him. It's not for me. And we also have the white rose, very significant. There were all kinds of white roses, every size and shape, buds, babies, big ones. White is faith. So between the asking and the faith, you shall receive, is a message I got from the magician. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put him back in there. And fueling him was temperance, which is the angel card, which is just saying that the angels hear you, they have this, but you have to ask. So many people just go in life just walking around in kind of like a trance. So just really concentrate on what I said. Ask the faith of a white rose, and that will receive. And every day mine's getting stronger. So it's there was a time when I came to get sober back in 1995, and I think it was probably the year, I'm going to say 1997. It was on my way to heaven, 1997. And I remember standing in the bedroom saying to my mission partner, John, you know, I can take my eyes and take that TV and throw it out the window, the second story window here, if I wanted to. I said, but I've stopped using any of my powers since I got sober, and I'm totally just going to surrender to God, and I'm going to become powerful, but through Him. Okay? Now, what that meant was the first step in AA is we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Well, now I'm powerful because I have my higher power and my powers together. But I've never thrown another TV. I didn't do it that day, but I never thrown a TV out of the second story window in the last 50, I'm 58 now, 58 years, because of the fact that I surrendered to get better. I surrendered to become who I am today. Now, today, would I do it? In a heartbeat if I had to. And I could, and I will, and I use my powers. But I don't need things to help me. I just do it if I have to do it. But I don't use it for nonsense anymore. Just because I got mad, no, we don't use our powers for that. So everything's changed. So when I was drunk and used my powers, then I got sober, I surrendered my abilities, and now they're all back, okay? And they'll never be all completely in this 4D body, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. Okay, so the victory card, 3 of Wands. That's on the bottom of the deck. Three of Wands is very important because that's exactly the energy that I was standing here talking about. It is a long, hard roll. You know, we had to give up everything about ourselves. We had to get our seven deadly sins in balanced. We had to go through all these trials and tribulations to see, are you really going to lean on God, or are you going to step in and do it your way? And it was trial after trial after trial. Ron and I were talking yesterday, and it's just one trial after another. But every single one, we're very mirroring each other, paralleling each other, and we passed them all because we leaned on God and not finite self. So that's the overall energy. Ask and you shall receive. Have faith like the white rose. And maybe someone will bring you some white roses. I like white tulips. I like white tulips. I like all flowers, but I think white tulips are cool. Okay, so let's see what St. Michael says. We're just going to pull a couple cards on each here. Let's see what we got. St. Michael says, make a commitment. And hopefully your commitment is about what I said, about asking, then having the faith like a white rose, and then receiving. And then using them powers only for good. We only use our powers for love. And that was the other reason why I stopped using my powers, was because I was using them when I got upset. And I was upset that day. I was upset with my mission partner for doing something that I told him it was not going to cause a divorce, but it was going to cause a soul disconnection in our soul contract. And guess what? That was in 1997. In 2021, it did just that. Because from 1997 to 2021, he did not eradicate, arrest, fix, whatever the word is, his seven deadly sins that were out of balance. And I had to rewrite my soul contract. So I know firsthand what I'm talking about. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So it's real easy. And St. Michael's just saying, ask him. You're saying, you know, who to ask? Ask St. Michael. You can ask Jesus straight out. You can ask the Virgin Mary. You can ask your higher self. You can ask Creator. You know, these names, again, are what keep people matricized. These names that we put on things also keeps people from advancing because of their upbringing, their matrix programming. They don't believe in. I don't believe in. So therefore they don't do it. And that's, you know, if you can just sit back and see how we were so messed with. Okay? So when you're asking, just ask. St. Michael's saying you can ask him. First word on this card, ask. First card on this one is make a commitment. So just exactly everything I just said. Ask Archangel to help with this situation. Now, isn't that wild, huh? If St. Michael ain't talking to you. Okay, now after the victory card, what's fueling our victory is the Three of Swords. That makes total sense. We've had enough pain that now we have victory because we went through it. And that's the other thing that I'm talking about. So I went through it. I told my mission partner, if you don't do these things, I see this happening. And from 1997 to 2021 is a lot of years to work on yourself. So it wasn't like you had to do something overnight. Quit smoking overnight and, you know, all will be well. It's balancing of the seven deadly sins so that they're not controlling you. So if I was talking about a gluttony problem, let's say I was, okay, I'm talking about a lust problem, but let's talk about gluttony. okay, and you're really overweight. So I tell you that that's not going to cause a divorce, but it's going to cause your soul contract to have to be rewritten because it's going to overtake you. And so you don't exercise, you don't eat right, and now instead of becoming 50 pounds overweight, now you're 100 pounds overweight. Then 5 years down the road, you continue to do that, and then you're 200 pounds overweight. Pretty soon you're bedridden. Pretty soon you're dead because of obesity. Okay? You didn't get to fulfill your correct soul contract, which was being healthy, fit, and primed to do the mission in 2024, right? So is God, what does God do about this? What happens, right? Well, we have to rewrite them and in the other realms, and we have to figure out a new mission partner, and we have to figure out how we can close out our karma of obesity and move on to our next assignment. So I think this makes perfect sense if you think about it. I think it makes perfect sense, and it's exactly what happens. So we went through our sorrow. We did, okay? We're in victory. So whether we had to rewrite our soul contract or not, we're doing it, okay? So some of you are lucky enough that you didn't have to rewrite your soul contract, and everything's been going along just peachy keen, okay? Well, that's good. But that's usually not the case because there's so many variables. It's hard enough for you to do your soul contract, let alone all the people that are in your soul contract to do it correctly, right? The whole puzzle has to come together perfectly. So I'm used to rewriting soul contracts, not my first rodeo. Okay, Three of Cups. That's celebration also. So remember with the other day when we had all them threes? Again, Three of Wands, Three of Cups. Victory, victory, victory. Wow, huh? Okay, incoming. Eight of Wands, incoming communication. Hi, Irene. Incoming communications coming. Now, this message up until this point was like 11 minutes of incoming communication. Because when I saw the magician card on the floor, I immediately had to go into Astro and get a deep download on it. And it's a lot deeper than that. That card, see, he's in Astro asking for some deep downloads. That was me. And it's a lot deeper than that, but I keep this pretty leveled out because you're all on different timelines and you all have different assignments. But I think you catch my drift. Okay, we're going to pick an oracle card. Ask and you shall receive. Pump up the volume, I'm hearing. Pump up the volume. Who knows who sings that, but pump up the volume. We're going live. We're going bold. All what I'm hearing. Okay, so you're chosen, you're royal blood, and you are divine ancestry. Okay, so again, that's what I'm talking about. Even the card matches this video right now, where we have white flowers. You see the white flowers? Okay, we had a white flower. You saw me shuffle these. This would be great if I scripted it like this, all right? Okay, but we're chosen. We're royal blood and we're divine. And the white flowers are just significant. Again, have faith. Isn't that wild? That's why I love tarot. Pretty pictures to go with what the energy is. This is just beautiful. Okay, Willie, pick a card, any card. Okay, he wants the bottom card. Well, that's good because that's the one we're going to show everybody. Eight of Pentacles. Now, what I'm drawn to is her sitting at her desk, manifesting. And a lot of you are doing that because a few videos back, I was telling you how we need to, if we had all the money in the world, because right now money is something you have to buy this stuff. On the spaceship in higher dimensions, you don't use money, you just think it into existence. So here you need money, you need pentacles, okay? So I see her sitting at her desk, putting her things in her portfolio. She's got her hair up, she's concentrating, and the Eight of Pentacles is says hard work pays off. Okay? Now, two videos I seen earlier this morning both said you have unblocked. You have unblocked. Now you can fill in the rest of the sentence. Two of them. And I almost forgot to talk about this until now because it slipped my mind. But it's the Eight of Pentacles vibe where your hard work is paying off. Now remember, we had the victory card on the bottom of this deck. So victory over our sorrow. This is Eight of Pentacles. Our hard work pays off. Now we're going to go one more, and it's because of our destiny. Okay, so the destiny card. Our destiny is playing out. Now that was yesterday's talk, so you might want to watch that video if you haven't. You really should watch all of them. And even though they're timeless, whenever you see them, you're meant to find them. But it's good to watch them in order because that's the energy that I'm reading right now, right? Okay, so it's hard to explain that. If I'm reading the energy right now, how can you watch it in a month from now and it still be pertaining to you that day? But that's that spiritual aspect of no time. So if you got it and you're watching it, you're supposed to be watching it at that time. Now, I used to do live scrolls where I would just scroll back and pick one and we'd rewatch it. I haven't done one lately, but there's a few live scrolls on there too that you can see how to do it. Just pick one by mystery, by whatever you call it. Just pick one and watch it. There's like almost 600 videos to choose from. Okay, so this is your destiny. And one more thing, I did put in the comment section yesterday. A lot of you might not know, but if you punch on the name with how many subscribers there are, it says Rebecca Booby 11334 is what it said yesterday. That takes you to that spot where I told you can watch regressions and music. So you may want to check out yesterday's comments or just remember what I just said now. Rebecca Booby 11 and how many subscribers I have. Just click on that and that takes you to the part where you can watch the other stuff. Because it's kind of hard to figure out if you don't know computers, especially if you hit the more button. That just takes you to, how many views it had or something. So very important stuff to know. Okay, so your hard work paid off. You're doing your destiny. And we're pretty much going to leave it there. The last thing that we can find out here is Six of Wands and Four of Wands are the last two cards here. So once again, you see the victory. You see how she's shining in the lights. That's the feeling. That's exactly it. That goes along with destiny. But that picture really shows it. Now look at this picture. That's the Three of Wands. Look at that picture. That's the Six of Wands. I think you get the message. Thanks for listening.